Hey everybody, Why So Wookie here. In this video, we're going to go through the patch notes for upcoming update 7.2 on Pubg. If you find the information useful, consider liking, subscribing to see more. So, let's jump right in. So, update 7.2 is currently being tested on the PC test servers. We've not gone onto the console test servers yet, but the major changes are going to be the same. So in this update, bots are added to PC. Now, over on the console, we've had the bots since update 7.1. There's been a lot of controversial feedback, but most of the feedback was around the option not to play with them, which is being rectified in this update, which is good. So the first thing is the transition from survivor title to ranked. So survival title has been disconnected. The new rank system will now replace it. Unlike with survival title, only matches played in the new and separate ranked mode will count towards the rank, which is good because if you get all your boys on and you want to play as squads and you can go for it, then great. But if you want to kick back and relax, then also, you can do that, which is good. A player's rank will increase and decrease after each match based on their performance, which is good. Legacy survival title season data will be available to view, just for your own knowledge really. So how does the matchmaking work for ranked? So a new ranked sub-navigation option has been added to the play section of the primary navigation menu. Options for ranked play include third-person perspective and first-person perspective squad modes. 1, 2, 3-man squad options are available. So the only thing, not really to complain, but the only thing that I think is limiting there is I wish they'd added rank mode for solo, duo and squads, not just 1, 2 and 3-man squads. Because, I mean, a lot of the time, especially, for the circle of players that I tend to play with, and I'm assuming most of the average players will be the same, you can't get all your friends on every night. People have got families, jobs, etc. So we might be able to play as a 4-man squad maybe twice a week if we're lucky. 3-man squad probably 3 times a week. And then lower than that, we usually do duos or I play on my own. So it would have been nice for them to add a solo and a duo. But perhaps, obviously, this is the first iteration of this. They're probably going to see how it goes in terms of how quick people are ranking and stuff, and then they'll probably adjust it later date. Matches will feature a maximum of 64 players. Okay. Ranked matches will not have bots. Okay. So it's interesting that they did 64 players and then didn't include Karakin in this, because the matches that are played are Arangal, Miramar, and Sandhawk. So no Karakin over Kendi in ranked. Maybe the reasoning for that is because those two maps are newer and fresher, so it's not really as ranked if you've not had as much experience on the new maps. Perhaps I'll add those to the ranked rule set at a later date as well. There are additional requirements for starting match in a ranked queue. All squad members must meet these requirements in order to begin the match. A squad cannot enter the queue if 2 players who have completed placements are too far apart in rank from each other, 10 divisions maximum. Okay. Depending on the platform and region, players may need to reach a minimum level of survival mastery before they qualify for ranked. Okay, so that's the number that goes from 1 to 500 that you just goes up as you play. Depending on the platform and region, players may need to verify their account using text message before they qualify for ranked mode. If an MSMS's verified account is banned, the device connected to it will be permanently blocked. Okay, so obviously this is something to do with trying to block out cheaters basically in ranked mode. So basically probably the way I see it happening, the first time you play a ranked mode, you'll get a text to your phone, which is obviously linked to your PUBG account. You'll verify the text by typing the code on the screen. Then if that account is then reported and flagged as cheating, then they're banned and they can't play ranked anymore, which is a good option. Hopefully they ban it from the normal game as well, because they should completely be banned, but we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully this will put people off cheating, or I mean, they can always create a new account, that's the issue, but they're not going to have, I think most people cheat to oh, look at my ranks kind of thing, but they're not going to be able to do that here. Players received ranked matchmaking penalties for actions such as repeatedly dodging games after loading onto the islands will need to wait out a matchmaking penalty time before they can play a ranked again. Okay, so that's how it used to work on Gears. So if you backed out of a game too many times, you'd have to wait 20 minutes before you could search again. So all those people who just back out until they get Sandhawk or whatever map they prefer, you're not going to be able to do that either. Right, so ranked rule set. So again, like I said, it's on Arangal, Miramar and Sandhawk. Unique Season 7 rank settings include overall increase in loot items, no crossbows, no red zones, no motor gliders. The timing and the speed of the blue zone has also been adjusted to increase a quicker pace of play. And then it just says underneath, obviously, through feedback, they're likely to change these as time goes along. Then it just gives a quick overview of the different tiers. So you've got bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and master, which you can work your way up. At the start of the ranked season, players will be considered unranked in all queues. The first 5 games they play will be placement matches. Yep, that's good. At the end of the 5th placement match, players will be given an initial rank. Okay, cool. How climbing works. So basically you can move up the points by getting kills, assists, and your personal placement. So that's important to know. It's not the squad's placement. So if you're in this 4-man squad, but unfortunately you die really early, but your squad goes on to maybe come in the top 10, you're going to have a worse points gain than them because of your personal position. Although you might have got kills, which might even it out for you. It also notes that people in diamond rank and above will face RP decay, which is your rank points. So if they don't play for a week, they'll start losing points. And that's obviously because there's only a certain amount of people in each tier, really. So that's that. And then it just says ranked rewards. So players who ended the season at gold or higher will receive a set of ranked reward skins. So it's not really clear if you get gold or higher, you get all of them, or maybe gold you get one item, etc, etc. So we'll have to wait and see on that. They've done a bit of work on the leaderboards, so you can see how it's going. And, it was always fun looking at that previously. Then they're looking at the bot opponents. So it says the ratio of bots in each match is dynamic. So we've experienced this on console already. It goes down to player skill and matchmaking pool. Bots can only join normal matches. Normal match with bots will start fresh with new MMR. That's why on console we saw like 18 a game at the beginning, because everybody's MMR got reset. But it seems to have normalised itself out now. So I personally see about 20 or less in a game. Box actions are limited. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. So it's all basically just the same bot stuff as we had on console, which is, videos have been done on that before. So gameplay. So they've done some weapon and armor balances, and these are pretty cool actually. So the assault rifles first. So they've increased reload times for the M4, the M16, and the Scar. So it takes slightly longer. And the M416, while full clip, the M416 was lethal even far distances with its superior stability. So they've decreased base damage from 41 to 40, and they've decreased the muzzle velocity from 880 to 780. So that means when you're shooting people at range, you're going to have to lead your shots more because your bullets are going to be travelling a lot slower. They've changed the damage curve distances from 60 metres to 450, and then to 50 metres to 350. Which means obviously the further you're shooting, the less damage your bullets are going to be doing with those guns. And again, that's going to push people towards using the DMRs and the snipers more, because obviously that's kind of what they're for, opposed to just 6 times full auto M4s, which, shouldn't be the way that it works, but it has for a while. And then the M16 and the mutants are getting a few of their own little tweaks to buff them. So obviously the weapons don't support full autos. They've got a burst mode, both of them, and they also have single shot. So what they've done is they've decreased the recoil when firing in quick succession in semi-auto and burst mode. So that's then going to make it more of a viable option close range, because with an M16 with 3 shots, if you land 2 bursts on target, you've killed them because it's 6 bullets. They've added tracers. These are for the shooters only, so only you'll be able to see your own tracers, and it's basically to make it easier for your long range shooting, which again is going to give you the edge over something like an M4. And then the barrel as well is getting a bit of a buff, because it seems to get not chosen a lot according to their statistics, although I quite like the barrel. They've increased the muzzle velocity from 680 to 740 meters per second. So again, it's going to be slightly better and more effective at range. You're not going to have to lead the shots quite as much. And they've just decreased the overall recoil, which again is going to be really good for those close range. Shotguns. Shotguns have took a bit of a tweak. So the body damage multiplier increased limb multiplier from 0.9 to 1.05. Head multiplier from 1.25 to 1.5. Increased hip fire accuracy. To be honest, the hip fire accuracy on some of the shotguns is fine, and on some of them it's terrible. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. Decreased accuracy penalty during movement. Okay. Decreased damage drop off over distance for all shotguns. Okay. So the S12K, extended quick draw magazine now hold 10. I think, was it 12 previously or was it 8? I can't remember. It's a change anyway. And the suppressor adds slight pellet spread reduction. 2/3 of a choke bonus. Okay, that makes sense. The suppressor is also massive on that gun. It's worth noting. The S1897, which is a double barrel, increased the... Oh, actually, is that... No, that's not the double barrel. That's the pump action. The pump action, sorry, increased the pump action speed. And then the sawn off, they just increased the reload speed. But I mean, who the hell uses the sawn off unless you absolutely have to? And then armor. Now, this is probably one of my favourite updates to this particular update. And basically, what happens when your vest gets destroyed, usually it disappears. You lose the inventory space and then you're shafted until you find a vest. And if you're in combat, it's basically game over because the other guy's going to have a vest and you're just going to get trashed. So what they've done now is when your vest gets destroyed, the vest doesn't disappear. So A, you don't lose your inventory space, so you can still get those meds and stuff. But also it'll still have the 20% protection as well. So it's like having the most basic one vest ever, which is still better than nothing. So that's going to be very tactical. So if your vest gets absolutely destroyed, you've not completely lost it. It's still going to offer some kind of protection, which is good. Then they've also got gas pan improvements as well. So you can pour the gas on the floor and then shoot the gas in it, and it'll be like a trail, which is pretty cool. You can also throw the gas can, and when you throw the gas can, a bit of gas will release, so it's a lot easier to blow it up. And that's about it, basically. The gas does evaporate over time. It takes around 3.5 seconds to evaporate. So obviously through player feedback, if people are finding that that's too quick for it to be useful, then they're likely to tweak that. But that's a nice little change as well. And that's it. Everything else is basically just UI improvements and a couple of bug fixes. They've added a couple of extra buildings into Vikendi outside the main towns. It's like a 3 set, so you get one big with a shed and a bungalow. It's like whatever. There's a couple of skins. So there's a new aviator set and a couple of streamer skins. It's worth noting we may not get the streamer skins on the console straight away. So, keep an eye on that. But we probably will get the naval officer set as soon as that's released. And that's it. Hope you found the information useful. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to see more. Wookie out.